Okay. The scene will start soon. Wow.
Oh hey, welcome back. Everybody left me. I'm so sad and lonely. Where? You got your script? You got your script and notes and
A script?
music?
I don't have a fucking script.
You mean to say you don't go into Aether all day with a script?
No.
Oh,
Do I seem like someone that uses a script?
you mean to say you've been improvising this whole time?
Yes.
Fangirl. That's insane. That's crazy. I'm absolutely flabbergasted. He
We'll be ready when Isakon arrives. Actually, this is actually very fitting that both of these conversations are happening at the same time.
I don't know.
Because they literally would be happening at the same time.
You guys are a bunch of plotters. Plotters.
Any plotters in chat?
I lost my gun.
You know, like the title of the scene.
What's the title?
Truth to slime.
The truth this line. I'm gonna be giving them the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I don't believe you, Corey. Why would you give Ether the truth? I've been hiding it for like several, I think a month now. Here you go, Core. I made green milk for Kiki.
Green milk.
Yeah. You can call it gilk if you want
I
to.
don't want to call it that. Well, oops.
No, BOP. I'm gonna grab a snack. Oh, I'm back.
Hi, Rain. Oh, hi, Rain.
Hello.
Hey, man.
Boya.
We're in your favorite world.
This is your favorite world?
I see them all the time on it.
Well, when I'm like working and I have my laptop on the side.
Oh. I'm eating a snack. I got Pocky.
Nice. So there are some random floating cubes. Those are kind of important.
Yeah.
There are?
Whereas,
It's just a little
for you, I
corner.
think there should be just 3. Some like randomly floating around the world. You can check if you go on overview and routine boost. That tells you how much.
Oh, it says 0 cubes left.
Okay,
This is my first
Then you
time here.
showed
Maybe
them.
they didn't appear.
Possibly. Okay. I'm gonna go cube hunting.
The Aether mini soon. Oh shit.
Hmm? What?
I just realized I can be upgrading the tech instead of just upgrading the FPS level.
Well, okay. Every 25 levels, the damage of the turret doubles.
Oh.
So that in itself is also worth a lot. Wow. And so upgrading tech does give some benefit. Like, for example, the missiles in one of their
Oh, I found a cube.
The missiles then have a part that, well, leaves behind some like more explosive thingies, like floating, and once other cubes hit them, they explode and deal damage to those. And then again,
Like adjacent cubes.
like this around. But yeah, so far, well, right now I have unlocked every turret. But at the same time, it's like the last one I don't have at 25 yet because it's freaking expensive. And it probably need a while to get there. And the main modifier to this,
Yeah.
that is really important is the unification. Like, basically, it's like
I did a super early unification.
yeah. The unification boost for 50 is basically worth it. Like, you want to buy that.
Hmm.
But yeah, not only because one U token that you have that you didn't spend is worth 1% of damage increase.
Oh. So if I unify right now and get 32,000 U tokens, then it's good cheating.
It's gonna increase both damage and I think even cash.
Oh.
Yeah. And later on you can spend your stuff with the companion.
What does the companion do?
It gives you buffs, like well, and customization for the companion. But for example, at level 4, you get like 2 extra, or like level 4 of the special matrix. You get like 2 extra phases for the unification system after the overcharge phase. And later on, those get changed to not being 75% and 100%, but 100% and 300% increase. But yeah, like, you will need to spend a considerable amount of time here. But to like build up those levels, unfortunately. That. And the interesting thing is, like, yes, typically the guns are like, yeah, okay, whatever, right? After a while. If you unlock everything, they become decently viable.
Oh.
Just as an additional damage source. So I think the last gun is like either 1.1 billion or 11 million, I forgot. U tokens. Unlock. Things get expensive quickly. Wow. When it comes to like the wait, let's see how many do I have unlocked. Unlock the missile, okay. On the top you have a little arrow that will bring you to the next page. Yeah.
Neat.
The mortar is, at first it kind of seems lame. Put it this way. But with the latest, or with the last upgrade to it, you basically get like 3 like showers, like shortly after another. It's so it spreads the damage a bit more, which is before it's just like, yep, you have just one thingy that destroys only one little cube and it's like annoying. Yeah, it doesn't look good at first. And then, yeah, one thing that's, let's see, it's still going down, is the, like, for the U token multiplier, the most major thing right now is still the supporter buff. That's still going down. Like once it was introduced, it was at like 24, so now we're back down to like 18.3 x improvement there. So
No.
no. Oh yeah. I still have to try how far I could actually push this with just the basic turret. Like to which level I could get with just the basic turret right now. That would be interesting to know. I know. Abilities that are kind of worthwhile are obviously the unification boost, the credit amplifier, the power amplifier, I mean, sorry. Like it halves your DPS, but, or not DPS, your fire rate, but triples your damage also, so you get a net increase there. The credit surge basically quadruples your money income. Oh. And then the rest is like nice to have. The overcharge boost would allow you to basically be like in the beginning, like after you unify, just have like the gunfire itself. So you get like through the first levels and can focus on the turrets.
Oh, I got the credit amplifier.
That one takes a while to build up, it seems.
Is it abilities controller? Oh, I got the credit surge and unification boost.
Mm-hmm. I mean, those are still sort of cheap. Remember, I can actually see how they.
Most of the upgrades seem pretty cheap. If you don't spend all of them on guns.
I bought the autocannon mass shit. Oh, Isacon's here.
Oh, it looks like the scene is ready.
Play the plan.
If you want to watch, do you have any invisible avatars?
Oh wait, you can copy off me, Ryan, if you want to.
Well,
watch.
this is only if you want to watch. We're gonna do a role play scene. You know, but
I do have an invisible avatar.
But I can understand if you don't want to just sit around muted while we're role playing.
It's fine.
Yeah, they're gonna end up kissing.
Yeah, is that what you think will happen?
I had to fix my mic, and the first thing I hear is fucking more Rem and Kiki shipping. I see.
So
It's my ship.
Rem and Kiki being shipped,
You wanna copy this?
more likely than you'd imagine.
You
Oh my
won't be able to
God.
hear me after this, though.
Mine just pops out of existence.
Do you have a world in mind, or
I imagine it'll be at Remi's place first.
yeah? Because I did have one in mind, but I'm realizing that it's
Kiki
not
knows Remi's
available
place.
anymore.
Oh, was
So
the
I was like,
world?
yeah. It was a simple kind of world. It literally had like just a room. Literally just a room, a fireplace, a bed, all that, like a desk and everything. It's like, damn, this fits.
Oh, and it didn't.
But like
It's,
this is like
and it's
yeah,
not
it's like a
there
while
right now.
back. No, he's not there. It's like, oh,
That's
like,
unfortunate.
It's like world's currently unavailable. Like, shit. So yeah.
I do not currently have a world then.
I currently do not have a world. I am currently looking through some of my other folders, see if I have something that could potentially work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but beyond that, I currently do not have something.
There's the shore at night.
The shore at night. Potentially.
You remember that? Do you know that world?
I think I do. I'm
It
unsure.
can be a cute beach date.
Oh my god.
Beach day. Yep.
You can decide.
Let's see.
Damage output, but how?
Probably. Maybe. Hang on. I'm just checking through the last other like worlds I have. Real quick. That's all. Let's see.
You look like you're the companion, Rain.
Venus companion.
Cute
Don't
companion.
you know you typically need a companion for these kind of things? Yeah, no, I'm not saying anything at work. Okay, yeah, probably that. Sorry.
That's fine.
I thought the world was still alive. I did not realize it is gone. It was gone.
The shore.
What the hell? Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you can fall into vacuum.
okay.
Oh. Yeah. No.
Beach day.
Definitely means beach state. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
it's a date.
Yeah. Clearly, it's a date. Yeah.
Clearly, it's a
No.
date.
No, definitely means though I need to
So much a
fucking. I need to spend time at some point to actually look for like another world now to act as like Rem's room. But okay.
You could tell me what you want the room to look like.
You.
I want more things to work on. Okay.
Okay, fine. I will send you an idea list, maybe. Emphasis on the maybe. Okay, but yeah.
One moment, my wire was stuck in a weird spot. It was in my fucking chest harness.
But yeah. I will just be. I guess I'll just be over by the shore, and you know, I will wait for you to approach, and we can get started then.
All right.
That sound good?
Good.
Okay. Okay, ready.
And we go. This place is nice, Remy.
I guess. As for privacy, not much else.
Yeah? No ulterior motives for leading me out to a place with so many stars.
If you're worried that someone's going to approach, as far as I'm aware, no one should be aware. But if they are, well, definitely gonna be a bit upset.
I doubt anyone will
But-
come by.
Hopefully.
This is a bit about
point
out of
is
the
that-
way.
True. Point is, though, you know why I asked you here.
I do. Are you ready then?
Given who we're supposed to meet up with later. Your hands. I'm going to detail this out so you are aware. Understood?
Of course.
If either of us acts in a way that violates what I am about to say, this will be detrimental. Understood?
I understand.
And shall I begin? The terms are as follows. You are to not lie to me to any degree. You are to speak the truth. In turn, this also means any form of avoiding the truth in its whole, reinterpreting how to phrase, let alone any form of, let's say, choice words in order to be led astray or not give the full picture, or to not be said, considered, or spoken whenever we are discussing matters in regards to answers, clarity, and more openly, the whole image not being presented. Of course, this both implies to both you and me is that we can only answer as truthfully as we are aware at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Lacking information is not something that should be punishable, and as such, something I feel both of us can agree upon is that we cannot fault the other, especially for lacking information.
Of course.
So in turn, this precedent is being put forth. And so forth, I believe you can agree to this, Kiki, that there is no hiding the truth from this point forward.
And how,
Is
from
that
how
agreeable?
long?
This will last for a week. If I feel as though this is not enough to any degree, or if anything proves to be mistrustworthy during this agreement that does not directly violate the terms of this contract between us, I'm allotted a chance to increase it. Is this fair to you?
This is fair.
And then, in the event this is... well, in the event there are times where this contract is to be nullified, would be when the time is up. This includes the week and whatever allotted amount of time is presented forward as well. Be it 1 week extra, 2 weeks, 3, a month, or a year. Is that understood?
I understand.
Then, do you agree to the contents of this contract between you and me?
The light of the morning star, agreed to this contract.
As do I. As you will feel a bit of a binding around your arms for a moment, and in turn so would Rem, before it would briefly dissipate. The price, unfortunately, is more general. Whatever is detrimental ultimately will be dependent on the degree, it seems. But in any case, you can no longer lie to me. And to a certain extent, I can no longer lie to you. Not that I had any, well, desire to. So, I guess we should actually start with the questioning then.
Of course. That is what we are here for, after all.
Then, let's start simple. You've taken a great interest in Red and Leslie in the past and have expressed as much. You believe them to be individuals who can change the world if given the time and resources.
Yes.
From where does this thought stem from? Why do you believe it so?
Why they have the potential to change things? Because they have an overabundance of zeal. the desire to change things.
Guess I should have expected such a simple answer from such a simple question. Second, you're willingly allying yourself with the Glass City, and in turn becoming one of its 9 aspirants of the Order of the Moon. Is there any particular reason for this? Or is there something a bit more selfish or selfless in this regard?
I thought it would be... It was a bit of a whim. I thought it would be interesting. Slightly because I thought it would annoy Red. And also... because... in order to get what I desire, I need more connections.
I see. Makes sense. Both equal parts. Third question, then. When Red invested themselves further into the aspects of what it meant to try and trifle with both my past and the mask, you showed levels of anger, or at the very least frustration. To what degree did you feel this, and for what reason? Was it in relation to Red, to myself, or something more?
It comes in three parts. One, because love is almost a foreign concept to me. I understand it intellectually, but the feelings, I won't say they're impossible, but they do not come easily. Another reason, because I felt like Red was trying to escape some certain burden of a relationship. And 3, because I felt sorry for you. It was quite sad watching you cry.
I see. In regards to Leslie's existence, with everything she's done, the relations she's made, the things you have seen, the things I have seen, especially in regards to her morals, her allegiances, everything. Where does she lie in all of this, in your opinion? And do you think it is worthwhile in continuing your interest in her?
Being worthwhile is not a high factor in my motivations. I identify people that have potential, even if that potential needs a lot to be nurtured. And for the small one, I believe I will continue to help her. And for the big one, if she does indeed still is indeed still alive in some other form, I predict I may have to. I may have to kill her if she proves to be an imminent threat.
And that is something we can both agree upon. I ask the same question now, but in relation to Red.
I will continue to invest my time into Red, even though they annoy me greatly.
I suppose
may
without
come
the
a
gulf of...
There may come a point, though, where my interest becomes untenable as they tend to push people away, and there may come a time where they are completely closed off.
And less in relation to what you see in them, and more in your own personal opinions. What do you think of the people you've come to know? Not just Red and Lazuli, but of all the people you have come to interact with Aether, the ones that would consider you friend, ally, or at the very least acquaintance, cohort. What do you think of them?
You ask
All
me to
of them.
judge?
I ask to know your thoughts on them.
This place is chaotic. The people I've come to know are more or less similar to people I've known before. There has been many confluences of unfortunate events recently that has caused many people that I know to spiral into negativity, into anger, hate, fear, distrust. But I would not necessarily condemn anyone. Except for maybe Red.
You definitely seem more opinionated on Red for certain. It does make me also question, what sort of deal did you make with Libra that one time?
The deal, yes. I have had a long life, as I think you've heard. My plans, my exploits, my escapades, they're dissimilar to yours in one way. Or one of the ways that they're dissimilar is time. I have the ability to execute plans on a greater time scale in honor of the people that I've met and befriended. It takes a great deal of waiting. Takes a great deal of patience. What I've given up is the space between events, my waiting. Libra asked for what makes me so patient.
And so you can no longer recall those memories.
I cannot.
Is that what you sacrifice for Red's memories of me?
It is.
I suppose then, since I have more proper idea of your person, I do mean to delve deeper into what you are.
Of course, I expected as much. Although, not many people have taken an interest in my person.
Quite funny that. Regardless. Your age. You seem to be rather dubious of it at times. You've even mentioned just earlier how long. So I'll ask. In terms of your current existence at the very least, and the ones you've likely had prior, how old are you, and how old is your soul?
It is impossible to tell for me. I have had countless adventures. I could say, like I told Julian, somewhere over 1,000. But it's quite possible it's far beyond that as well.
So you're too old to even know your own age. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. I wouldn't be surprised if I was older than most of the beings here in Aether.
Some say with age comes power, and yet I have not seen much of that out of you. It does beg the question. Speak. I will speak my question later.
Partially because I do not seek power. Most of the time when I gain it, I give it back. I've gained some myriad of abilities over time, though, of course. But upon entering the coin, most of those were disrupted. I imagine I will regain them again after I leave.
Do you believe this is in relation to the Sundering event that affects the coin and its related planes?
That would be likely.
That's what most have agreed upon. I myself don't know the exacts of it yet myself.
There's
Hopefully that answer will be answered.
There's another thing, though. I have to adapt to every place I go to. Most magic doesn't really work the same way across the stars. So.
You've seen the stars then? Been to them?
I have.
Is this in relation to what your body is constructed of? What you are in some degree?
My body?
Some way or degree?
No.
Yes.
My body was created in a different event. At one point I was killed. Well, several points in time I've been killed, but this one time, someone resurrected me using their world's magic. And that is why I have this body.
Because of that world's magic, your body technically belonged to it.
Yes.
That's why your form currently is that of a more light construct, or at the very least
Yes.
elemental.
I am
Interesting.
normally able to take on more of a biological form. Really, any form I want to.
Have you not considered trying to find a way to become biological, at least here?
Perhaps. It is not a high priority, though.
Noted.
I imagine things will change again in time.
Suppose that does mean that at one point you actually were just a green cat. Funny that. Now, to delve deeper, to understand more, one has to ask more questions, do they not?
Of course.
Then, to what degree has your true power grown?
My true power.
After
In
all,
all honesty, not all that much. I have certain special abilities that I can use in different places that are quite powerful, but they are quite situational as well.
would you argue those runes of yours are the same?
Similar. Those runes.
To what degree?
Those runes aren't used in soul magic normally. Or well, not until recently. They're normally used in my library and a specific plane of existence.
Your library.
Yes. Mm.
And this library, is it in this plane that you spoke of? Or is it separate?
It is something that follows me.
Follows you. That seems hard to believe.
I don't tend to use it unless I really need to.
In this
well.
plane you spoke of,
Hmm?
you said these runes of yours, the ones that are used in your library, they are also usable in that plane?
More like they represent the magic there.
I see. You were speaking something earlier as well. I apologize for the interruption. Would you care to continue that line of thought?
The library itself. It is typically used as my abode between adventures. To relax for a time. To read about my previous adventures. It is not a powerful place, but I have some power within it.
You have power within it. Makes sense. If this is some form of demi-plane, then perhaps it would make more sense, though. To that degree, I do have to question. Normally such things, especially from what has been discovered here in Aether, don't normally, or have the ability to even follow you here. Or at the very least, not as easily accessible by most normal means. In fact, more recently I've learned that at least at some degree of your power, or at the very least things you were tied to in some way, that haven't somehow found a way to cross the bridge, requires a rift within reality. So I ask you, what are you exactly, Kiki?
What am I exactly? You could call me a sort of splinter. A star that had watched over a world for a long time. Had a small part of it that was curious about that world.
Would you say that you're something akin to a god in your home plane then? Or at the very least, this one you refer to?
Far from it. When I was born, I hardly had very much power at all.
And for the plane that you refer to?
Which plane?
The one that you are apparently a splinter of.
I was still not very powerful.
So in no way do you believe at any point you could have been mistaken for or been considered a god?
By the nature of my long existence, many have referred to me as a god. And especially in one place.
What was that place like?
Do you remember the world that uses my runes?
Yes.
What I did in that place. In that place, I traveled with adventurers to try to save their world. But in the end, their world was fated to expire. But most of them had inherited a measure of power at the end of their journey. They accepted lofty powers, and they asked me for help on designing the magic. So I gave them my philosophy of magic, and I watched over that place for some time. I did not accept any lofty powers myself, though.
Does that plane continue to exist to your knowledge?
Say that again?
Does that plane continue to exist, to your knowledge?
To my knowledge, it still does exist, thankfully. I am rather proud of it, honestly. It's existed for a long time.
A library that continues to follow you, that you can always go back to. One that holds the accounts of your life records, of not just one nor two, but of all of the adventures you've experienced, all of the lives you've lived, and the person you were in all of that. All the while, that same magic, the very runes, that was used as foundation for a whole world's arcane arts.
Yes.
One could argue that is interference of the greatest of form. Your existence is foundational to its prolonged existence.
I suppose you could see it that way.
At the very least, it's arcane arts. But I digress.
Silly me, though. I can't hardly do very much with the magic while I'm there.
I don't even know where to start with that one. And at some point, I guess, it's ridiculous to ask this much at that point. And I suppose if one is to get some level more credence as to what you were or can still be, what do you recall of your earliest life? And in turn, what are the most prominent moments you can still yet recall?
My earliest moments... I was a cat for a long time, wandering. People really are mean to a strange green cat there. But eventually, I found people that this sounds strange, but people that weren't seen as pure by me back then, being wonderful people. But, I don't remember what they went on to be. I
see. Probably has has been something akin to that. Of that degree. Nothing. Theorems I'm unsure if would apply to this existence, or in this case to you, at this point. Though in any case, it does sate my curiosity of what you could be, what you can be, and at the very least to what extent your powers could theoretically achieve to some degree. Especially if the sundering was not a factor in Aether's legacy as a world. Though I suppose that does argue the question. Moving forward, with all the knowledge you've accumulated, not just of this world, but of worlds prior, lives prior, has your goal changed to any degree? Has it shifted? Have your desires and wants for what is to happen here any different? And to what degree do you plan to change this world?
They have not changed. Perhaps my moment-to-moment goals obviously change, but my overarching goal here has never changed. My overarching goal in most places don't change. The degree at which I would like to change this place. One could argue it's minor, as I merely wish to make the place better. But it will be major in the end. Because it is very unlikely for simple things to make things better.
And I suppose I should ask, how much has this place already changed you?
One could say a lot. I have some level of investment now of the people here. But I eventually gain that in any place I go to. But ultimately, I do not believe I have changed.
I suppose in that case, then, one small minor question to wrap things up. Of the various schools of magic here, and the ones you've encountered in the past, be they necromancy, evocation, abjuration, enchantment, illusion, no less, and transmutation, any school of magic, which one do you consider the most dangerous, and why?
The most dangerous? It is the one that can change the soul. Because to change the soul, you will be able to change the fabric of a society. You'd be able to get anything you desire. And you
So it's less
would...
dependent on the school, but more what it can achieve. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, and ultimately, when you change the soul, you're killing a person in the process.
I see. Is that truly what you believe, then?
Yes. Most other magic can do similar things, but they're indirect. Magic of the soul is almost primal. And
And if I were...
how it affects people.
And if I were to tell you, from what I've seen of the spellcraft here, no less, that if divination, transmutation, illusion, enchantment, and let us not forget even evocation to some degree, the typical schools of magic that some would consider to have properties akin to that of, well, enchantment, especially in how it can affect the mind, and in turn the soul. How worried would you be if I told you that there is spells, not just in them, but in every school of magic, that can affect the soul in some way, present here?
It would be something to watch for sure.
And I'm glad that we are something of an agreement in that. Though, you've answered my questions honestly. In turn, I've also proposed something to you in regards to my own findings to various degrees. I've yet to confirm one of them, but that said, I suppose in turn I do owe you some questions. So, ask away. Imagine you have something yourself you wish to know.
Ah.
Give and take.
What do you think of me?
I think of you as someone who desires knowledge. Someone who prefers to collect and surmise what you can achieve. Not just with what can be gained or what has been gained, but what can in future be gained. You're not someone who just takes, however. You've used these resources to benefit others, and in turn, still get a little something out of it. Even if it's just satisfaction. You care. Or at the very least, you give the presentation that to at the very least, people can believe you care. I do not know which is the truth in that aspect.
By most metrics that mortals would use, I would say that I do care.
Noted. Any more?
Do you think I'm cute?
Is this truly questions equal to what I've asked of you? Though I suppose I won't get a response out of that. I've already asked my questions. Arguably, yes, I do find you cute. In fact, I believe early on I very much considered your presence cute to some degree. With all my
Wonderful.
stress, no less, these past few days, I definitely considered you cute. Is that satisfying?
I'd say so.
How quaint. Continue. Your questions, I believe, have more than just simple plasticities like that.
I haven't thought this far. I thought you were just gonna ask me questions.
I would have assumed by now you would have realized I am not someone who that simply just takes unless I feel it is warranted. Especially to those I have considered colleague, let alone ally, let alone friend at this point. Well, I suppose I am speaking some level of hypocrisy, if not a large amount of hypocrisy currently in saying that.
I do not blame you for your current outlook. Things have been quite depressing lately.
5 days of non-stop stress, and one of the few activities I have achieved, at least somewhat made me not have to think. Was something that could have posed a bit more dangerous than I wished. But, in any case, there's still questions you can ask me. As far as I'm aware, you have nothing else for tonight. Well, outside of something else that we agreed to.
Who do you trust here?
Native to this plane, or what?
Of the companions that we've made along the way?
Previously, that would have been Lazuli. At some point, it would have been Red. Another point, I would argue, Tanny, you even. Stern was high for a moment, but at current, only ones I feel as though don't have some level of ulterior, no, not just ulterior motive, but don't have plans to potentially just use me for something. Those would be Crimron and Aloe. Those are the only ones I feel as though I can put any trust in right now. And even then, I'm uncertain in that.
How do I put this? I cannot lie and say that I won't use you. But would you like to know what I plan on using you for?
Just go right ahead. Since you're offering.
The best way to make people better is to surround them with good people. And I believe you to be one of those kinds of people that can help others grow.
really what you intended?
It is
Word
what
for word.
It is what I intended for Lashley and Red. It did work for a time, but alas, this is how life is.
Many of us. Well, I was going to say we're all mortal at the end of the day, but I suppose that's not quite the same descriptor for you. Most of us, at the end of the day, are in some aspect or notion still mortal, despite everything. That includes myself. I can only harbor so much stress before it gets to me. Even then, I haven't found my limit in this state. Normally, I would be put in a dormancy state, where my mind would be reverting back to its most base instincts, yet still has some awareness of my connections. And yet somehow, I apparently have a new limit, or I simply just can't change back into that dormant state anymore. You could argue it was, in a sense, a coping mechanism. One that's now been forcefully stripped of me, to some degree. At least mine is very physical and apparent compared to so many others. You intended to use me specifically with Red and Leslie, correct?
That is what I had been doing. I will reevaluate what needs to be done at another point in time. I do not wish to put undue stress on you. Those two have been more difficult than I expected.
How long do you think that will take?
How you mean?
If you clearly intend to use me more, at the very least, put further examination and, well, hope of their own growth to some degree in regards to Leslie and Red, how long do you think that will take?
With those kinds of people, Remy, they tend to burn up very quickly. So they will either learn their lessons soon, or at least learn some lessons soon, or die.
And do you think you can stop that before it happens?
I do not know. All this time, you'd think I'd be better at predicting these kinds of things.
I wouldn't just put that on anyone. And given how long you had existed, apparently, I would have assumed maybe, but at the end of the day, even you were mortal once. And to some degree, I imagine there's still some vague remnant of your former, not necessarily humanity, but mortal experiences still present within you. Well, I do not think you're any form of god. To some degree, you have essentially acted as one, especially in the case of one particular existence. Normally, I wouldn't forgive such a thing. But I suppose I can make one minor exception.
I may not be myself mortal, but I've dedicated myself to walk along a mortal's path.
You've chosen not to forget or forego your origins compared to so many before you. That is commendable to some degree. The ones that still hold some level of lofty ideal and choose to put that forward, let alone sit upon thrones of the very prayers of their followers and the ones they've inspired. Especially the ones that used to be mortal, I cannot forgive. To the fact that you're making... the fact that your existence has made me make an exception. I would say that is something we can both be glad in, to some degree.
I see.
Do not be mistaken with my choice of words. I don't necessarily hate the gods, but I do hate the ones who choose to make themselves only to be gods. You are not one of them.
One of the things that gods tend to lack is empathy and worldly experience.
And now you can understand why it is an even greater sin for those of us who used to be mortal. And why those of us who have ascended to godhood are especially pertinent of that sin.
Yes, they are. They tend to be traitors to their own
Traitors.
kind.
No. They're not traitors. They're worse. There's an old legend I'm aware of about someone who had invoked the name of their lord in the hopes of getting paid. And they did so. And yet, even with that pay, they had realized they had forgone something else entirely. They had forgone love. They had forgone admiration, companionship. And for what? Mere coin? A mere chance to grow in power? That one at least was paid and had a chance. Even then they regretted it. That, arguably, is something worth redeeming to some degree. It's the ones who choose to forgo that and who not even seek a chance at redemption until they are put at their very edge, the very last of themselves. Those are the ones who are traitors. Those are the ones that never deserved godhood, or anything akin to the powers it would denote.
I understand.
In any case, unless you have further questions for myself, I believe I have gotten all I can understand of you, at least for now. People ever changing after all. Even the ones who dare say they cannot change any further.
I won't say that I'm unchanging, but at my core, I am stable. On my outer, I have shifting goals, shifting personality, shifting in order to fulfill my desires at my core.
And let's hope it is kept that way.
Of course.
It's ironic. At some point, I simply thought myself to be a noisemaker. One whose role was to simply guide those who are of folly, or at the very least hostility, away. Now, part of me feels as though I am now just attracting them to who I am as a person. It's ironic. Going from a simple existence to something that is greater than you once were. One could argue it's a form of horror story in itself. Let's go to my room.
Okay.
I believe we still have the matter of observing you in regards to your stages.
We might want to also keep an ear out for Red, so that we can see the little one at Crimron's place first.
I suppose we should make our way there then.
And Remy.
And Kiki. Yes. You asked first.
You are not the same. You do not have the same type of potential as Elijah Lee and Red. But, nonetheless, I believe you are worth protecting.
Part of me truly wants to believe that. Now it's ironic. Even with you under contract, I have a hard time believing your truth. I wonder if this will be the same for the others. Now in that case, I suppose it just simply means that regardless of where I am, the only place I truly belong to is the ones who I used to be family with. At the very least, I'll make sure to watch your back.
I'll watch yours. Beep boop.
And scene. As my controllers are actually fucking dying now. Oh Jesus.
Oh no.
Good thing I have spare batteries. No,
Oh
no.
my gosh. Cassie is Cat.
Oh god, go ahead.
Cassie is oh my god, you keep going in and out of the door.
I'm trying to find my batteries.
Cassie is celebrating right now.
Why is she celebrating?
She said, "My ship is real. My ship is real."
Why is it? How is this real? How is what we're doing making that ship real? Hello? My god, but yeah, no.
What?
fucking-
Red didn't bring
Go
Mini
ahead, no, go
Lashley? What? Hello? Kiki asked Red specifically to bring Mini Lashley. You motherfucker.
No.
You're getting punched.
Also, I just saw fucking cast requested off me. Oh, there. And there they are.
What do you mean
Howdy.
Mini Lashley isn't being brought? Did you kill her?
Red. No. I'm just saying. I believe that the way that I did with him
Get
progressing is
Hmm?
that Red won't be bringing Minnie Lashley to Crim's place. That's all.
Why? It's where she was housed originally.
It is what you promised.
I just. Okay, look. I just believe.
You
Okay,
better
look, maybe
have
I
You
misunderstood.
better have a good fucking reason. Because at the end of last
Yeah. Yes.
at the end of last
I know.
session,
Yeah. Yeah. But you don't need to hold me at staff point. It's fine. I'm
can hold
just
you at
saying
gunpoint.
that I think that. No, you can't. Oh no, you literally have a gun. Never mind. I'm not gonna test you on that. Sorry. No, stop. Don't.
No,
Don't.
you said,
No,
you said
no.
it. You said it. You
Wait,
said
where's
it.
my shield? Where's my fucking shield? No, don't you dare. Don't you
I
fucking
enhance
dare.
Remy.
No. Oh, fuck, that's too big. Okay, look. The only thing I'm saying is I don't think that Mini Lads would be wanting to head off to Crimons, that's all. Anyway, then don't worry about that. You'll find out in character soon enough. Like,
You've
Fucking
actually
should've
ruined
asked her
things
then.
again.
God damn it.
I can't believe this.
no.
Ruined things again.
Why do you assume the worst? Why do you assume the worst? What the fuck?
Find out in
Red
character.
naturally
You
assumes the worst, I will
motherfucker.
argue, in her mindset, but at the same time, again, she's normally optimistic. Normally.
Even if she's, fair. Look, there are things I have to confirm with Cassie, obviously, but like,
Now we will speak no longer of this.
we will speak no longer of this.
We will no longer
Did you
speak of
see-
this. What were we speaking about?
Well, did you see the scene though?
Not really. I hopped on Discord and I saw that you were technically streaming. I just saw I basically saw you as you were like leaving. I was like, oh, there's something online. Interesting. Oh, some
I got online
mystical
solely
ISCOM
for this
surprised
scene.
me. Hold on a second.
What's up?
What? What?
It's because I accepted his invite and said, though, she didn't got right time.
Hi, Cassia. How much did you see,
Is it a bad
Cassia?
time- Is it a bad time to mention? Is it a bad time to mention that I actually know how to shoot guns in real life?
You just saw that.
Fair, but also,
What the fuck?
I didn't know which kneecap to aim at, so I just pointed at the in between your thighs.
How'd you feel about the scene?
I enjoyed the scene. I personally enjoyed the scene.
I thought it was good. Remy, I feel Remy, it seems, has complicated feelings on the matter.
Yeah, no, she's not spiraling as heavily right now. But at the same time, that's mostly because she was in a situation where she felt she was in control over, which is unfortunate.
My ship is real.
Oh my god.
What?
Well,
Oh,
they're shipping
okay.
Remy and Kiki.
Okay, that's it.
I mean, to be fair, it's a ship that does make sense in terms of they have similar archetypes of,
Yeah.
very tired guardians who bounce off each other. Like, I can understand why people would ship these two together.
Cassie is shipping it so hard.
It's literally along the line. So, in the case of Rem,
Wasn't Cassie
it's...
also shipped? Rem gets shipped to everyone.
Cassie, what's your main ship for Remy?
Oh, the few characters. But why are you asking? God damn it. No, I should have seen that coming.
Oh, speaking of,
Excuse me as I take Burn Guard and,
because it doesn't count, Cassie, if you have
I saw this one.
if you have like a million
Goodbye, Pixel.
ships.
Huh. What the fuck? Oh. I don't have any tractors anymore.
You know, the dynamic would have been different if I came like this.
Yeah, it really would have been. Oh, Cassie's coming.
Ow! I'm dead. Wow.
Yeah, why is she walking like a Roblox character?
You're,
Fucking,
uh,
fucking, okay.
uh,
The thing I want to say is, I'm looking at the shipping cork board right now, so give me a
Whoa!
second. Give me a second. Give me a second.
I'm giving you a
fucking
second.
spin.
I'm giving you a second.
Give me a second. This is so weird.
No,
What the fuck are you doing?
Face tracking.
Oh.
it's the face tracking.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I figured.
Huh.
No.
Oh, wait! That means Lex doesn't have all these answers about Kiki. Wonderful.
Oh.
No, yeah, of course I don't. I don't want to get spoiled by this stuff.
Right?
I would say.
Oh, no, it's just... I thought they were difficult, it's just
So
a
the
share.
problem is that
Mm-hmm.
I have a conflict of interests here.
What's the
In my
conflict of
world,
interest?
I would have the toxic Yuri of Red Remy, but the issue with that is that I'm all in on Cats and Pets, so it has to be fucking Cheeky Remy. That's the second highest.
Wow, it's your fucking, like, it's your backup ship for Remy? I can't believe this.
Backup. I'm on the backup shit right now.
That was my main ship.
Once again, Remy's shop liver.
Red Remy.
So, I'll ask, so Cassidy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which spell that uses the staff do you think I'm hovering over right now?
We all know what it is.
Nope,
Subway.
it was actually the axe.
Oh,
Oh, by the way, Cassidy, since you're here, you'll be able to confirm the fact that I don't believe that Red will be heading to Crim's place.
we're actually talking about it.
No, I'm just confirming. No, just confirming if there's going to be a scene later on. That's all. I'm just trying to confirm if there's going to be a scene later on. I'm not confirming any details.
You realize, you realize that Remy
just asking.
and Kiki are going to Crim's house, and they're just be like, "Where the fuck is Red?"
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna miss you, Cradle. Goodbye. I love you.
Oh, I heard all.
The Cradle.
Can you believe this right now?
I love you, Cradle.
I miss Fredo
I'm
already.
personally along the lines of, okay, this makes sense. This is fine. It's whatever. I'm personally fine with this.
Remy,
Rem, on the other
though.
hand, you know what kind of state she's in.
I mean, Red may, pass along a message via sending stone or something.
You don't say.
I
Like,
would
they wouldn't-
say
Yeah,
that reminds
Red
me.
might.
I should actually show fucking
Minnie
stuff.
Leisurely
Huh?
would not
No.
unless she was sent for, in which case she would try to make her way there.
Ah, understood.
Ow! Oh!
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Oh, you didn't
don't
kill
worry.
Minnie Leisurely? Okay.
Ow.
God damn it, Cassidy, you ruined it.
Oh shit, you're right, I did ruin it. Fuck. Okay, no, you guys made it sound like
We
you
were working so
planning
hard that you
to do
fuck.
this shit, right? So I had to give you guys the minimum required answer
Kill her.
to like how to do your
Precious
scene.
mine.
I'm sorry,
Mm.
Answer to me.
but they fucked up Mini Les pretty bad though.
Damn, to think Rem would be happier if she didn't know fucking Red or Lazuli.
I don't think that's true.
I think it is.
I think it
genuinely
is.
think that's true.
To some
I
degree.
mean, no,
she-
in the
You
minute
could've been
Rem's
with
just
wine
in a
food.
miserable state because a lot of bad stuff's happened. Like, she has had so much joy from Red and Lashley, and like, if I can, she has a good lead.
That's
behind
what
them,
makes it
for one thing.
worse.
She has people who care about her. She's just in a bad mood and isn't looking at things in
Whoa,
the
a
right way.
bad mood.
She's spiraling. Yeah, she's spiraling, and she's becoming a fucking monster.
Oh my god.
She's
Oh
becoming,
my
like,
god!
Wow.
Holy shit! Say what you
What'd you
really
say?
feel. Jesus Christ.
I love you guys.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
Glad
Can you
don't get
believe?
internet is
Can you
purely a
believe
negative
this?
On the other hand,
Yes.
All right, Isakan. How would you rate the scene?
the same.
Yeah, how would you rate the scene?
In terms of overall performance, I'd say 7.5. Wasn't my best work as Rem, obviously, and of course this is more just a simple back and forth, not very much in terms of actual motions, but in regards to actual like character, like how personal it is for both characters technically right now. It does definitely leave credence to that and along the lines of it is definitely more on the lore heavy side in both regards to like Kiki and to some minor degrees Rem, given she's also revealing that she was also revealing bits of herself. I do enjoy the little touch of the fact that Kiki's initial questions especially, and technically only questions, were more just like things that Rem were genuinely surprised by because she expected to get some level of equal treatment in regards to what she did with Kiki, but Kiki didn't. Which, on one hand, you could argue actually helps her current mindset a little bit.
Kiki doesn't want people to doesn't need people to divulge more than they'd like.
Rem, meanwhile, just like I'm expecting her to do the same to me. She's going to have just as much, if not more, questions for me, and I can only answer them so honestly because I don't have all the answers myself. I'm prepared. Do you think I'm cute? To read the eyes. It's just like if she was in a better mental state, it just would have been like.
Oh yeah, Cassie. Kiki asked Remy if she thought she was cute.
Wait, what?
So
What
real
was the
chat.
It was a lot of
What?
words. It was a lot of words. Can you like summarize it?
By all hyperbole, and the fact that Rem in her current state is wordy as fuck, the simplest way to put it, yes, I thought you've been cute. Yes, I thought you were cute since I first met you.
It's a confirm. The ship is confirmed.
The ship is so confirmed.
That is
The ship
definitely
The harbor. It's been christened.
very high ship energy.
It's got its wine smashed in.
Yeah.
It's set
Like those
sail.
weirdos who live on ships.
It's got a Jolly Rancher.
All right, I'm gonna
This is
summon the
actually
voices.
good.
Say bye to the voices.
Bye,
Voices.
voices. Also, it's up to you to determine: am I bringing out gun or am I bringing out staff?
Oh my gosh, it's a Reeb. Hi, Reeb. Say hi to Reeb.
Hi. Good to see you again. I hope you enjoyed meeting Emerald. Teehee.
Oh my goodness.
The answer was staff.
How'd you want me some?
Fucking Red better have a good fucking reason lined up for not bringing not bringing
You should
Legendary.
have killed her when you had the chance.
Oh, the voice is still here, by chance? Or did
They
come?
are still here. I am looking for a place to send them. What the fuck?
okay.
Wait, why are there so many? Wait, why did the fucking so many people started watching for this scene? What the fuck?
Jesus.
They wanted to
Kiki.
see the
What did you
chest.
expect?
This is
Everybody
the-
wanted
this is the
more.
See Kiki Revic
It's all the shipping. It's all
Oh,
the
man.
shipping.
I was just going to say real
Congratulations.
quick, if Reeb is still in chat, hi, good to see you. I've noticed Rem's presence in a few of your clips. I very much enjoyed the video compilations you've been doing. They're very funny.
I haven't
That's it.
seen that many of them. I've seen that Cassie's shown us.
Hi,
A
That
couple.
is the fate we're trying to avoid. But if it happens, we can always Psychonauts brain destroy them in order to make them complacent again.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
Who are we making complacent?
Yeah, I gave you a
Damn it, no!
I gave you a head pat. Reeb, did you like the head pat?
And pat the reeb, they deserve it. Ah, fire!
Meow. Meow. Why my stubby ghost arm's not letting me pet?
Oh.
Wow.
Wait, Reeb, did you end up seeing the whole scene?
But that's a big ghost.
No.
Oh, I like the head pat. You saw snippets. Ah, okay. All right. Bye bye, everyone.
Take care. Anyway.